Jessie here, back with another video, and in today's video we are going to be talking all about Everyplate. So if you're not familiar, Everyplate is a meal kit delivery service. You can go to everyplate.com and sign up, and they have a couple of different plans. You can choose a plan for 2 people or for 4 people. You can choose whether you want 2 meals a week, 3 meals a week, 5 meals a week. They've got various kind of tiers, and it's just like all of those other meal kit delivery services. It's HelloFresh, it's like Home Chef, you guys have heard of those, but Everyplate is a more affordable option, which is what drew me to it, because I have tried HelloFresh in the past and I loved everything about it except for the price. It was pricey. I did a whole review video on HelloFresh if you are interested in that. It was a couple of years ago. I'll link it for you. Everyplate is actually, I believe, a sister company to HelloFresh. It's like under the same umbrella. And it's just a more affordable option. So they don't give you as many choices of meals every single week. And there's not as much variety. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same thing. So I have been trying Everyplate for the last month or so. I've gotten 3 different boxes, and I want to tell you guys my experience with Everyplate. I want to talk about the pricing, the ingredients and everything, and tell you whether or not it's something that I recommend. So when I first decided to sign up for Everyplate, I found a deal that they had going on where they were offering meals for $2.99 a serving. I have a family of 4, so I chose the plan for 4 people for 3 meals a week, and I was paying approximately like $45 a box, and I thought that that was really affordable. All of the ingredients that I received were super fresh. Everything was good quality. They don't have everything bagged up individually by recipe the way that they did with HelloFresh. All of your ingredients for all 3 meals just come like tossed into the cooler bag. With a big ice pack. Everything was good and cold, it just wasn't separated out. So you had to do a little bit more work. You had to kind of read through the recipe cards, take a look at what the ingredients were, and separate things yourself by meal, which wasn't a big deal. Alright you guys, so like I said in the intro, I signed my family up for Everyplate. The box just arrived on my doorstep. They didn't even knock on the door, so luckily I had a notification set up to my phone to tell me when the box was delivered. When I got the text message, I got up and I went and got the box, but they didn't even knock on the door, so that's neither here nor there. That's UPS. But this is the box. It did arrive a little bit damaged, so I'm a little bit concerned. Hopefully that's okay and everything in there is fine. I'm going to open this box up and show you guys everything that's in it and talk about, you know, the quality of the ingredients, what meals I chose. So I have to get a knife and cut open the tape, and then I will show you guys what comes in the box. Alright you guys, so I just cracked open the tape. I haven't done anything else. I am going to probably need 2 hands to pull things out, but I'm going to show you how everything is packaged. So there's a little bit of packing material here in the top, and then these are all of the recipes for the week. So we have barbecue pork sloppy joes, which I'm super excited about. We have peppercorn gravy pork chops. This is probably, perks from our friends with special offers inside. The last of the 3 meals that I chose for the week is the French onion chicken breast, which is the one I think that we're going to cook together. So we'll go over everything for that once I get to that portion of the video, but for now we're just going to unbox everything and see how it all looks. And then there's some more stuff in there. So inside the box, it's all wrapped in this insulated material, and inside are all of the ingredients. Oh, it looks like some of the packaging is stuck a little bit, so that's unfortunate, but I don't think it's going to mess with the integrity of the food. So let's just pull everything out. It looks like everything is just kind of put in there separately. I know with the HelloFresh subscription that I had a while back. Everything was kind of lumped individually, I think in bags. It's been a while since I did that service, so I don't know for sure, but I think everything was wrapped up individually, and all of this seems to be just thrown in there, so I'll have to figure out which ingredients go with which meal. But let me go ahead and pull everything out here and show you the ingredients and the quality of everything. Alright you guys, so I pulled the first of the ingredients out, and it looks like the rest of them are down inside this little box in here, which is kind of nice, all kind of corralled there. So I'm going to pull that out next. But that looks like it's all of my produce, and then I'm assuming the meat is in the bottom. Alright, so yeah, all of the produce came in this box. Some of it was kind of strewn outside the box. The box is not very large. This is the meal delivery service for 4 people, 3 meals for 4 people. And then this was in there. It's a little Ziploc bag, and it had some of the sauces in there. I'm assuming they were all in there and they just fell out in transit, which is fine. But you have the various barbecue sauce, the black peppercorns, all of the extra stuff that you need for the meals, sour cream. Everything is good and cold, which is good. The meat was in the very bottom with this nice ice pack. Everything is super cold, so I'm not at all worried about that. But we have the chicken breast strips for the chicken meal. We have the boneless pork chops for the pork chop meal, and the ground pork for the pork sloppy joes. So I think what I'm going to do is cook up one of these meals tonight, not on camera because it's pretty late. It's 6:30 and this was just now delivered to me. I expected it earlier in the day. They didn't give me an actual time frame for when it would be delivered, just today, but I figured it would be earlier in the day, that way I could have one of these meals for dinner. But it is 6:30. It's going to take me a long time to kind of set up and film everything, so I'm going to have one of these meals for dinner tonight. Probably going to be the peppercorn gravy pork chops. I'm going to do this off camera and just feed my family tonight. We'll let you guys know how it goes, and then I will film the whole process of at dinner tomorrow night, where we will probably do these French onion chicken breasts. So that'll give me an idea of how the Everyplate system works. I believe this company is actually under the same umbrella as HelloFresh. I think that it's the same company, and Everyplate is just their less expensive option, which is awesome because I did love HelloFresh. So I imagine this is going to be pretty much the same. But I'm going to make these peppercorn gravy pork chops for my family tonight off camera. I'll let you guys know how that goes. Oh, thankfully my heater just turned off. It's right next to where I'm filming. Sorry about that, you guys. And then we'll do these French onion chicken breasts together tomorrow. But overall, it wasn't packaged like the nicest. Everything was just kind of thrown in there, but everything looks to be pretty decent quality. Nothing got crushed or damaged that I can see. I don't think there's anything missing. I'm going to go through this a little bit more thoroughly off camera, but it looks like everything is here. I like, actually, that they don't put everything in separate bags for separate meals. It's not that hard for me to go through this stuff and separate it by meal, and it's saving a ton of packaging, you know. No need for extra packaging. This works out just fine. So I'm happy with that. Let me go ahead and go through this, kind of figure out everything, and I will be back tomorrow with kind of the step-by-step on these French onion chicken breasts. Those look so good. I wish we were having those tonight, but I'm going to do the pork chops tonight because that's what my husband said was what he wanted. So that's that. I'll see you guys tomorrow, which for you guys will be in just a second. Alright you guys, so it is the next day now, and last night when I was going through everything in my Everyplate box, I went ahead and separated all the ingredients out based on the meal plans, and so all of the ingredients that I'm going to need for tonight's dinner are here in this bowl, and then I just slipped the whole bowl into my refrigerator so that everything was all set and ready to go. This is the meal we are going to make tonight. It's the French onion chicken breast with roasted carrots and mashed potatoes. Now, the meal that I made yesterday also called for mashed potatoes. So, if I could say one thing about Everyplate that's not my favorite thing, is that the side dishes don't seem to be super diverse. Like, there's lots of roasted vegetables and mashed potatoes and other types of potatoes as well. I've noticed that when I'm looking ahead in the weeks in terms of what I'm going to choose, it's just a lot of potatoes and rice. But you know what? That's honestly the type of thing that I serve on a typical basis around here anyway. And if we get tired of mashed potatoes, we can always use those same potatoes that came in the box and do something else with them. We can do potato wedges or roasted potatoes or whatever. So I am going to go ahead and make mashed potatoes again. The ones from yesterday's meal, which were like sour cream and chive mashed potatoes, were delicious. So yeah, we're going to do the French onion chicken breast today. So what does it say it's sent? So it sent carrots. And basically the way they do this is they break it down into 2 serving meals. So since I ordered the family of 4, the 4 serving meals, I just got 2 packages of everything. So if they sent, you know, 2 servings of carrots, which come in here, they just double it up for my meal. I guess it's just easier to package it that way since they offer both 2-person meals and 4-person meals. So I have the carrots. It also calls for 10 Yukon Gold potatoes, which I have here, 2 yellow onions, beef stock concentrate, which is down here in the bottom, which I thought was a little weird to do beef stock with chicken, but maybe that's for like the French onion flavor. I don't really know. I haven't looked at the recipe card at all. I'm just looking at the ingredients for now. 2 servings of the chicken breasts, so each of these packages comes with 2 chicken breasts for a total of 4. Shredded mozzarella, which we have here, and sour cream, which we also have here. So that's all of the ingredients that we're going to be using today. I also went ahead and washed up all of my potatoes yesterday so they would be ready to go. So that's one less step for today. Obviously, I still have to prep the carrots, but that's no big deal. So what does it tell me to do first? We're just going to sort of do this vlog style. And again, I apologize for the shadowing. It's just that time of day in my house. That's what the lighting's like. I'm not going to pull out professional tripod and lighting just to do this video because that kind of defeats the purpose of Everyplate. The idea of getting this Everyplate box was to make things super easy for a weeknight. So I'm not going to overcomplicate it. So it says to preheat the oven to 425 degrees, wash and dry all produce, trim, peel, and cut carrots on a diagonal into 1/4 inch thick pieces, dice potatoes into 1/2 inch pieces, half peel and thinly slice the onion. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that, and then we'll move on to step 2. I'll be right back with you. Alright you guys, so I got everything kind of prepped and ready. This is just all of my scraps. You could definitely use these scraps, put them in a Ziploc bag, throw them in your freezer, and then when you have enough, you can boil them in water and get a nice vegetable stock, which I think I might do. So I'm just saving those to the side for now. I sliced up all of my onions, and these are not perfect, you guys. I'm not like a professional chef. I just kind of chopped them. Anybody can do these meals. They're super easy. I went ahead and diced up my potatoes and got those in a pot so that they can go on the stove to boil. And I also went ahead and sliced up my carrots so that I can roast those. So that's essentially all the prep work done. It tells you for step 2 to toss the carrots on a baking sheet with a drizzle of oil, salt, and pepper and roast them in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. While you're doing that, place the potatoes in a medium pot with enough salted water to cover by 2 inches. Bring to a boil and cook until tender, 12 to 15 minutes. Drain and return potatoes to the pot to keep warm. And while potatoes cook, heat a drizzle of oil in a large pan over medium-high heat. Add the onion and cook, stirring occasionally until lightly browned and softened, 8 to 10 minutes. Sprinkle with a teaspoon of sugar. Oh no, for me it'll be 2 teaspoons for 4 servings. Stir in the stock concentrate and 2 tablespoons of water. Season with salt and pepper. Cook until jammy, 2 to 3 minutes more. Turn off the heat, transfer into a small bowl, and wash out your pan. So essentially it's having you do all of these steps kind of at the same time. So it's important if you're going through this not to just kind of start with step 1 and do it to completion before you move on to step 2. Definitely read through the whole menu card or recipe card before you get started. So we'll go ahead and get all of that going, and then we'll go on to step 5 where we start to cook our chicken. So it's all pretty easy, basic. If you have any cooking knowledge at all, this is kind of a no-brainer for you, but the great thing is they explain everything super simply, so if you have no experience in the kitchen, you could totally follow this recipe too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all of this cooking. Alright, you guys, here's some progress. Potatoes are rapidly boiling and almost done. I've got my concentrate, stock concentrate, and water and sugar in my onions, and I'm just cooking these for a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to pull these right out of the pan and go ahead and get my chicken cooked. But this is smelling so good. My son Austin keeps coming out and saying, "Oh my gosh, that smells good. What are we having? And is it almost done?" So it's already getting approved by him, but also my carrots are looking good in there as well. So moving right along. Alright, you guys, so I just put my chicken in the pan, and I realized that Everyplate goofed and sent me chicken breast strips for one of my packages of chicken here. So it's not going to be quite what it's supposed to be, but I'm going to try to make it work. I'm going to definitely email them. I'm sure they will make this right. At least they didn't leave out chicken entirely, which would have ruined this meal. I think I'll still be able to enjoy the meal, but that's definitely a mistake on their end. So I'm going to contact them and find out what they're going to do about that. But for now, I'm just going to cook it and hope for the best. Alright, you guys, so everything is pretty much done. The carrots came out. A couple of them got a little bit dark, but they smell good and they taste good. I've been kind of munching on them as I finish dinner up. We are just waiting on the cheese to melt on this chicken. The mashed potatoes are all set and ready. So we are going to plate this up, and I'll show you guys what it all looks like completed, and we'll see if it looks like the picture. Alright, you guys, so here is the finished product, and let me tell you, I haven't tasted it yet, but it smells amazing. Now keep in mind, we have pretty large plates here, so the serving size doesn't maybe look as large as it could, but this is going to be plenty of food for our family. The meal that we had yesterday, we actually had some leftovers. So it doesn't look like a lot of food when you first start out, but it seems to be plenty so far, at least with a couple meals we've tried. But what do you guys think? Does it look like the picture? I think it looks pretty close. So other than the fact that they gave us chicken strips instead of whole chicken breast for that second package of chicken, everything was perfect. All of the produce was really fresh and everything looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and eat this before it gets cold, and I will come back and tell you guys my final thoughts on Everyplate, and tell you how this meal was. I will say that a lot of the side dishes are very repetitive, so I saw a lot of potatoes, a lot of carrots, a lot of zucchini. It's like the same side dishes over and over and over again. So that can get repetitive. You can, of course, supplement the side dishes with stuff you have in your own freezer. You can mix it up. You don't have to roast the vegetables the way that they say, because it's a lot of the same thing, like roasted zucchini, roasted carrots, roasted sweet potatoes. You can get creative with it, but that's one of the ways I'm assuming that they cut costs and keep costs low, is just by having the same type of ingredients that are really affordable ingredients over and over again. But the thing that is really awesome is the variety of the sort of main dish for each of the meals. I have loved every single thing that we have made. We have had 6 recipes so far. I have 3 more to try. I've just got my latest box today. And everything that we have tried has been phenomenal. And it's a lot of it is stuff that I would not think to serve my family. It's not like our same boring humdrum meal plan. And that's one of the reasons I decided to try Everyplate, because I was just in a meal planning rut. I was creating the same meals for my family over and over again. They were getting bored, and I wanted to be able to mix it up, and Everyplate has been perfect for helping me do that. In these uncertain times that we're having right now, I know that the grocery shelves are bare. People are going crazy purchasing all kinds of staples and everything, so I've been using Everyplate the last week to supplement the items I was able to stock up on at my local grocery store, to avoid having to go to the grocery store, put myself at risk of exposure of this coronavirus. I don't have to worry about writing out a meal plan and then going to the store and them not having the ingredients that I have written down for my meal plan. So EveryPlate has really helped me in this time of like panic shoppers and uncertainty to be able to feed my family and stay out of the grocery store. I'm able to get 3 meals a week at a relatively affordable price. Now, is it as cheap as I would be able to get ingredients if I were to buy these same ingredients in the grocery store? No. I absolutely could create these meals based on the little recipe cards if I were to go into the grocery store and buy all the ingredients myself and bring them home. It would be cheaper. But especially right now, I'm not in any hurry to rush into any sort of grocery store. They are packed full of panicked people. Like I said, ingredients are probably not going to be there. So EveryPlate is just like really helping me through this kind of crazy panic time. And so that's why I want to recommend it to you. I'm loving it. It's a great service. I would be getting these boxes whether or not we were going through all of this craziness, but especially with all of the craziness, I am endorsing this 100%. I think it's a great helper to what's going on in the world. So, like I said, the quality of the ingredients has been really well. There have been a couple of little errors with a few of my boxes. Things like they left out an ingredient or they gave me the wrong ingredient. I have reached out to EveryPlate every time that's happened and they have given me credits towards future boxes. They've been super great, no questions asked. And it's been phenomenal customer service. Overall, it's a great service. It's more affordable than other meal kit delivery services. I highly recommend it. So I do have a coupon code down below listed in the description box where you can take $20 off your first box. That is a big savings. I highly recommend that you take advantage of it. If you use that code, I also get a $20 credit towards my future boxes. So not only will you be helping yourself and your family, but you'll be helping me as well. So definitely, if this is something that you think is going to be helpful for your family, take advantage of that deal. It's a great deal. I can't say enough good things about EveryPlate. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's going to be a welcome addition to future meal plans here in my household, and I'm definitely going to continue to use it. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you plan to try EveryPlate or if you have another meal kit delivery service that you use and love. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!